One principle, which is somewhat difficult to understand, but hopefully I can explain it well enough in this short video, is that the cause must possess, at least virtually, whatever perfection it gives to the effect. Okay, so what does that actually mean? And why the words, at least virtually? Okay, it basically boils down to, we'll see this in the next principle called the principle of resemblance. But it basically means I can't give somebody eyeballs if I don't have eyeballs. In other words, I can't genetically pass on the structure that would be to beget eyes in my progeny if I don't have eyes to begin with. So I have to possess that perfection in some manner in order for me to pass it on to someone else. Again, this is based on the principle of sufficient reason or proportionate causation. In me has to be the perfection in order for me to cause the perfection in something else. Okay. This means, of course, that means that natural evolution based on this one principle itself is impossible. Why is that the case? Some animal that doesn't have sight cannot cause, even through a mutation, the sight in another animal because it doesn't have that perfection. People will often say, well, there's a variety of different causes that come into effect because there's the thing that has the genetic code, and then there's external causes that come in and they act upon that particular genetic code, and that mutation causes this thing to basically be able to have sight. Here's the problem. Unless one of those causes actually acts upon the genetic code of that other one, has sight, at least virtually, that perfection at least virtually. If it doesn't have that, then it doesn't cause the sight in the individual. All of the lower causes, all of those causes, if they do not have the degree of perfection or that perfection, all they can do is beget a lower grade of perfection, and they can give different perfections and lower grades of perfection, but cumulatively they're not going to be able to give up that higher perfection because it's a higher ontological thing. That is, it's a higher being. And there again, you're violating the principle of proportionate reason. And so this is important. Why the words, at least virtually? Well, people say, well, God doesn't have eyeballs. How can he cause something to have eyeballs? That's because he contains virtually all perfections in himself, and therefore he can cause all perfections.